here again. Quick chat today about acceptance and the how and why of acceptance. How do we do it? And why should we do it? The how do we do it, I suppose, starts with me reading a lot, looking a lot at various gurus and teachers and mystics and seeing a very complicated process, very complicated language, and wanting to change that complication into something simple. And that was the whole point of the everyday mystic. It's seeing the bigger picture in the everyday. And how we do that is we just practice. Practice. So, the how of acceptance in the everyday. The first thing is, it's supposed to be simple. It's a simple practice. It's a simple concept. But as somebody asked me just this morning, how do you bridge the gap between knowing what to do and doing it? And bridging that gap is first learning to know it. So we have to learn what the art of acceptance is. We have to learn how to see our lives differently. And that is the basic fundamental truth. Is we have to see life as it is, not how we want it to be. When we see clearly, and that's a process of training. But when we see clearly, we're able to see a situation, a moment, and we train ourselves to do that by pausing, by slowing down, by accepting the situation first, so that we don't react to a situation, we respond. So we take any situation in life, be it an argument with a spouse, be it a job interview, I don't care what it is. You take that interaction and you slow it down. And you slow it down by thinking, I just want to take a moment to breathe, to drop my shoulders, to be aware of my surroundings, the situation I'm in, and the person I'm with. And we slow down. And that gives us enough time and enough calmness to see what's actually happening in a situation and why somebody is behaving in the way they are, or why we behave the way we do in a situation. And that's one moment out of your life. Now you've got to start stitching all those moments together, all those nows, because that is the whole idea of being in the now, is to slow down, breathe, be aware of my thoughts, be aware of my feelings, be aware that I am the person in control of thoughts and feelings, that they are not me. They are part of what makes me, but I am the one in control. And when I get that far, then I have at least got some sort of hope of being able to get further. So that's the first part of acceptance, is just slowing down, learning to see the moment clearly, see the now clearly. You learn to see the now clearly, stitch all your nows together, and you start living a peaceful and more happy life. I think one of the things that I do want to probably emphasize more than anything else is that you don't learn a philosophy to become the philosophy. Too many people try to change their lives to fit with a new philosophy. Take it the other way around. The new philosophy must fit into who you are. Yes, it will make subtle changes, But you shouldn't change your entire life to fit a philosophy. The philosophy should fit into who you are, because you're already a person. You're already here. And the philosophy will change you over time, because you will change parts of you that don't work the way you want them to, not the way the philosophy wants them to. So if I preach acceptance, or a Buddhist teacher preaches Buddhism, a Catholic priest teaches Catholicism, Christianity, whichever flavor, you don't change you to fit the philosophy. You take from that philosophy what's going to benefit you in your life. How's it going to work for me? Not how am I going to work for it? And that makes life an awful lot simpler, an awful lot easier. And that's how we learn acceptance. We learn to take it one day at a time. We learn to, whatever situation we find ourselves in, take that situation as a single part of the journey, the process. And we start changing and molding how we respond in a way that is positive, in a way that is calm, in a way that benefits us. And then we start living like that. But it's repetition, repetition, repetition. Nobody ever made the best cup of tea in the world if they only make a cup of tea once a year. Best cup of tea you're ever going to make will be that first one in the morning when you're not even really thinking about it. You're on autopilot. You're just doing what you always do because it's ingrained in you. Because you've spent long enough doing it so that it is part of you. It's not you, it's just part of you. So any lesson that I teach, any insight that I have, anything that I show you or give you, or anything you feel, yes, that resonates with me, that's for you to take away and turn into yours. Don't try to live it like I live it. Don't try to be like me. God forbid. Be like you. Be who you are. With new knowledge, with new insight, with new perspective and new clarity. And that's what you're looking for. It's just seeing the world clearly. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? It's both. But you're looking at the wrong thing if you're just looking at the glass being half full or half empty. Look at the space in the glass, the potential for you to have more, to be more. There you go. That's as much as you need to see in that analogy. It's very difficult, on the other hand, if you're in a bad place, if you've no money, you've no home, you've no hope. How does somebody like that get to where I am? At peace, relaxed, contented, seeing life clearly, having life work for me instead of working for it. It's a long old road. And that is where we have to help each other. I try to help people see more clearly. I try to help people get to a space where they feel like they can now take the steps on their own. We need to all do the same. There's a lesson. Help your fellow man, your fellow woman, your fellow human. I don't care what skin color, race, religion, faith, politics, don't care. Socioeconomic status, help them wherever you can. Help them see more clearly. Help in that sentence is an act of love. Love thy neighbour as thyself. Love is all you need. Love is all around. Lovety, lovety, love. Love yourself. Start there. Start with wanting the best for yourself. Now, the best doesn't mean designer labels, doesn't mean the best of. It means the best feeling, the best happiness, the best contentment. And you can be content with very little if you want very little. The more you want, the less content you're going to be. And that brings us into the fact that life moves at 1,000 miles an hour, and the pace of it frustrates most of us because we want, and we're pushed to want. Our technology pushes us to want all the time. Turn it off. As much as you can, turn it off. Limit your access to it. Limit its influence on you. Then you'll want less. If I say, I want happiness, well, it's I to start with. As Buddha would say, I, that's ego, that's me, I'm only thinking about me. Want, that's desire, I'm only thinking about what can I get. If I stop thinking about myself and stop wanting, the only thing left in that sentence is happiness. That's a strange one, isn't it? I don't want, I don't need, beyond basic human need in this world, because we live in it. So we can't just turn off and say, oh, I don't need anything or want anything. I want to pay my bills. I want to be a realist. Acceptance then is seeing all that clearly. It's just seeing life clearly. And it's trying to work out for yourself how best to negotiate it and navigate it in a way that will bring you to a place of contentment, happiness, peace. And if you can't do that by yourself, because you don't know how to bridge the gap from A to B, ask someone who does. There's nothing wrong with asking me. I will give you as much of my experience, I won't say wisdom, I'll say experience, that may help you as I can. Drop me a line. It's that simple. Where I can help, I will help. As an old teacher taught me, where you can help, you must help. And with that one, we'll talk to you next time.